Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show, Dare to Dream. I'm just having one of those excitable days today. I can't even get the words out. My name is Reverend Graham Williamson. I am an evidential medium and psychic, third generation. And today's show is about, are you truly following yourself? I've just been talking to Cece just before the show and telling her the sort of morning I've had. And in a way, it's in line with the theme of the show. A lot of people think before they do anything. Say, well, you've got to set your ABC before you start. Have you really? At work, I can understand. You know, if it's something for somebody else that needs a lot of pre-thought and conditioning, set things in motion, yeah, I can understand it. But I'm on about inside yourself, your heart, your body, mind, and spirit working together. The whole point of our spirits having a human experience is not about the ego. It's about the heart. Enjoying who you are inside fundamentally. Now, I'm no trained psychologist, psychiatrist, or anything. I'm not a nurse or anything like that. But all my life, I've worked with people with disabilities, like my parents. I meet mine on the street, at work, at home. I just bump into people. And I don't make them laugh. I crack jokes. I'm one of these, as my wife calls me, the comedic medium. Because no matter what emotional turmoil the person that I meet is going through, I bring them to the now moment. For example, one of the most poignant events I've ever experienced was a quadriplegic. Name was Lee. He's come in the store. And I've told the story before. Basically, I called him a lazy, etc., etc. I got him to go shopping with one of the associates in the store I worked at. And people said, you can't talk to him like that. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. In the end, Lee passed away after 3 months. And he said, Graham, you gave me my dignity back. You showed me how to be the husband, the father, a man again. Thank you. That message was passed by his wife to me. And it shook me. I didn't realize what I did from my heart helped this man find himself. And people say, Graham, you always cause trouble. You always doing the wrong things, but you're making everybody laugh. I worked for 17 and a half years with one of the major companies in Florida, a shop. And after I retired, July of 2019, people were bumping into me. Well, what are you doing? The place isn't the same since you left. It's so quiet now. We miss you. We want you to come back. I said, how many years was I working in the 2 stores? One was for 13 years. The second one was 4.5. And people from both stores have said to me, the place is not the same. And I went, you just don't get it. I was showing you how you could follow yourself, how to be yourself, true to yourself. I was having fun. I was paid to do a job and I did it the best I could. I wasn't brilliant, but I didn't break any major rules. But I made people laugh and happy. I was a cook in the Royal Navy, 1971 to 1986, 14 and a half years. And all these customers coming past me at this food store. And sometimes they say, oh, what are you cooking? Oh, have you tried this? And are you going to try this one? And what about this meal? Or and I gave them all these different recipes and methods. And I went, oh, I never thought of that. Oh, that's good. In fact, I just did the same with Susie. She's going to celebrate something. And I was on about fishing. She said, oh, sea fishing. No, I'm not really. But then I mentioned about something up in the Carolinas my wife and I had done, and that was crystal mining and fly fishing in the Cherokee River. Oh, that's different. You see, I just say what I've experienced. And I'm not perfect. I'm perfectly imperfect. I'm not egotistical and say, oh, I'm doing the right way. But what I want to do in my shows is dare you to dream, to live your dream, to follow and truly follow yourself. What makes you happy? What makes me happy is knowing I've helped somebody smile with themselves, not at, with. Oh, fly. You see, the whole point of living is to do the best you can in your life. You've only got this one that you'll remember, as far as I know. And being an evidential medium, I've experienced a lot of people that have come through from the other side to clients, or I call recipients. And they said, oh, I wish I'd listened. I wish I'd took the time to follow my heart, to do the best I could for you. And they apologize to the ones here on this earth, saying, I'm sorry. Well, I'm fortunate enough to know, being a medium and an evidential one, that I'm able to bridge that gap on a lot of recipients. But when I talk about those readings that I do, they start slowly to get the message that if you follow yourself without the ego, without being told you've got to do this, you've got to do that, you've got to do that, their life becomes so much easier. It's so simple to laugh. I've just had 3 trips to shops, less than 5 miles there, 5 miles back. And each time something went wrong, like 5 miles, it should take 23 minutes there and back altogether. One was an hour. The next time was 38 minutes. And the next one was 25 minutes. All for the same thing. But the episodes that were happening, I could go, no, I got frustrated because things were going wrong. But when the first thing went wrong, I had no control. A dog ran across the road, held up traffic 10 minutes. And then the next stop was in a shop to get stuff, and it went wrong on the cash register. And I had to cancel the order. That took over 20 minutes. And then I had to go to another place, and it was a wrong one, wrong item. And as I say, I could have been angry at myself, frustrated, and all the rest of it, but I just started laughing. And when I went back to each cashier, so have you got it right this time, Graham? And up until then, I was having a miserable day. But because I was laughing at my episode errors, whatever you want to call it, their errors, and I was laughing with them because they made a mistake. They said, have you got it right now, Graham? Good. And they were laughing. You see, I wasn't trying to make their lives a mistake like I've been making the 3 trips for the one real item, allergy pills. You see, by following my heart and understanding how I like to be treated by other people, I treat them how I'd like to be treated. I'm spontaneous. I'm old enough now, I'm 21 and a bit, to know when you can't change life by other people's perception. You can only change your own. You can only follow what you feel in your heart, along with your mind, if needs be. But you see, your body, mind, and spirit is all about balance. To be angry, sad, and frustrated uses a lot of energy and muscle. It's easier to laugh. It makes your heart work better in a good way. I screw up cooking food sometimes. I get the wrong thing, but I make it different. You see, life's about change. That's the only guarantee we're ever going to get in our lives. Change. And I changed over 3 years ago now. I think it's 3 years into CC since we've been together doing the show, or thereabouts. And it was one little chat. And we enjoyed talking with each other. And I suggested, why didn't you do a show? Because I'd seen one of my friends, Blue Feather, on this channel, New Streaming Network. And she said, why don't you ask CC if you can do a show? And I followed it, followed that train of thought, followed my heart. And now I've done all these shows every 2 weeks. I do these shows on Wednesday, 6 o'clock till 6:45 approximately. Because it makes me happy knowing I'm helping other people. Even if I just do one person a day, then my life's been worthwhile. You see, I celebrate Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year every morning. I arose, I'm thankful. Being alive is my Christmas present. And the New Year aspect, do better today than I did yesterday. And at 8 o'clock at night, I say thank you to Spirit that I've survived another day to do better. I follow that every single day. It's my one habit that I do that I know has meaning. Because as a recovered alcoholic, and been in marriages that failed, and not been a very good father on my first marriage, I know I've made mistakes. But I've learned from those mistakes into a positive attitude to do the best I can in the circumstances that are with me. My past has helped me become who I am today. And each one of you that's listening this far in my show, I hope that you realize you are seen, heard, and felt in other people's hearts. You may not get what you want, but you may now get what you need. Because needing is far more important. Wanting can be a little bit egotistical. I want this. We all want a better life. We all want more money. We all want to be loved. We all want this. But what do you need to get that? What do you have to get that? I'm not rich financially, but I've got more treasures in this house that money could never afford. Well, I would never have enough money, I should say, to buy these memories. I've experienced every single one of them. I've lived my life following the mistakes I made. Lived my life following the love I found. I've lived my life following myself. Because I've looked at myself, looked behind me and said, now, follow what you've learned from that by going forwards. I know it's a daft concept, but the principle of it is you have to follow your heart. And being honest with yourself takes a lot of self-sacrifice, a lot of learning. Knowing that you failed on important things is a big eye-opener. But you can sit there and dwell on it for the rest of your life. You can cause yourself to have a heart attack and pass out. And then you go on the other side and you think, I wish I'd done something better. I wish I could do something better now. But you're on the other side. It's doubtful if you'll come back as you were but you may come back in a different figure, human or animal, and have another bash at your life and do the better, or have a better try at it. People say about reincarnation, that in part may be true. Because a lot of us say, deja vu. I think I've done that. No, I know I've done that before. The whole point of my shows, Dare to Dream, are spirit-led. I don't think prior to my shows. I know there's a lot of shows on the new streaming network that literally have professional people doing their shows, trained to do ABC or whatever it is they do. And most of them, I don't know personally. In fact, I think I only know 3 personally. But every single one on these shows has followed themselves. They've stood up and said, I've learnt from my past. Right, let's see what's in front of me. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on connecting with other people. Let's show other people how to be. Like, I've been twice married before, and I never thought I'd get, in fact, I said I'm never going to get married again. So I started a show on Pal Talk back in the late 90s. And 2001, yeah, it would be early 2000, not late 90s, 2000. And this lady came in, and I read her. Couldn't do the full reading. Came back 2 days later, finished the reading, started talking to her. June of 2001. Came over here December 2001, married January 2002. 24 years later, happy as Larry. But I'm still learning about myself, still following myself. Third time was a charm for me, but it's also an eye-opener to be true to yourself. Follow your heart, not your head. Each time I look at all the things in my past, that's a bad thing. I'm not going to do that again. But let's do it this way. Oh, that's a good thing. I like that. Let's do that again. You see, your pathway is there behind you as you past. You've got the present here and now to decide what you're going to do with it. And the only way you can live it is by answering it here and now. So you're walking forward in a positive manner. Think about that. Your past is always with you, but you don't have to live in your past. You have to live for the now. And doing the best you can now makes it easier for a better future that you can follow yourself into. The whole point of CC's shows, New Streaming Network, and I'm going to try and get this right this time, the Going Solo. I love the title, Going Solo TV. It's about individuals stepping up. Individuals saying, yeah, I made mistakes, or no, I've learned from a mistake, I want to share it. The new streaming network is the whole lot, the concept of the words, new, streaming, and network. It's all about something that you've never experienced before. It's continually flowing, and there's more than one person involved. Like the body, mind, and spirit. Your past, present, and future. All these things are relevant. I don't know how long I can be here to make people happy. But the first person I'm going to make happy is myself. Because when I'm happy and doing what makes me happy, my wife feels relaxed. I'm glad you're okay. Which makes me happy that she's okay. But ask her about me going to get her antihistamine tablets. That's a whole new ballgame. But you see, We all have a choice in our lives. I'm getting something from Spirit here, even more than normal. Why procrastinate when you can open your mouth? Why procrastinate when you can take a step forward? Why procrastinate by closing your eyes all the time? The ones that show you that you're taking the wrong step here, doing the wrong thing. Have your eyes open. Listen. Say what you truly feel. Share. The whole point of living is to communicate, not just with other people, but within yourself. You've learnt so many things, good and bad. Facing them, getting them into some sort of perspective that you can understand and say, well, I can't change that. I did that. I made a mistake there. But I can learn from it. There's too many times, especially with the climate of political tension that's affecting the world. Do you want to follow somebody that you're not happy with, or do you want to follow somebody you're happy with? Or neither. I want to follow what makes me happy. I'm not ignoring what's happening around me. I'm reading it, hearing it, seeing it, and there's just so much I say, okay, it's 8 o'clock syndrome for me. Shut the door. I've survived another day. And I use the word survive because I don't know what misses I've had, what near calamitous situations. When I encounter somebody and start talking to them, I don't know how good a day they've had or a bad day they've had. They could get volatile. I went down a one-way street today, I'll tell you, right, a one-way parking lot. And somebody came up the other way and started getting really angry because I was blocking the way. I said, well, I can't block your way, you're coming the wrong way. They ended up having to back up because I couldn't move. I've got a big truck and they had a little car. I said, screw the parking bay on the right there, your left. And at the end of it, they got out of the car and they came up to me and I thought, okay, truck doors are all locked. And they apologised. He said, I was on my phone and I went the wrong way. I'm going to the hospital. Do you know where it is? No problem. Gave the lady directions. I said, all the best. See, I could have been as angry. My wife will say, Graham, just back up if you can. I couldn't because of the way the parking lot was. The situation with all the vehicles. But when this lady came up to me, so I was on my phone. It's so amazing how when you stop thinking and getting angry at the situation, follow your heart. Follow what makes you feel good in a good way. Not seeing somebody suffering and amplifying upon it. That's been not very nice at all. And the lady, as I said, she apologised for going the wrong way. Or the other times when I'm in a shop and I'm talking to fire crews or police officers or ambulance people, and I always say after the conversation, I hope you have a boring day. And at times people have misunderstood that. I said, oh, these people do work. I said, no, you're missing the point. I hope you have a boring day means that nobody needs to be rescued or life saved because people are taking care of themselves. Now, if you follow your heart and not get distracted on your phone or having to think things out before you do anything, you can save your own life. There's a phrase that I've been, no, not a phrase, a situation when people are in a rush to go out and then they suddenly forget the car keys or forgot the locked door or did I shut the window or come back into the house. Always wait 5 minutes or even 10. Especially if you do it a lot. It's not just about being forgetful. It's about you may be being saved from something you don't want to encounter at a later date. It's like I could have been on that road 10 minutes earlier, and God forbid something had happened to that little dog that was running around on the road. But I got there, and within 2 minutes after the dog was rescued, so that was 12 minutes in all, traffic was on the way and everybody was waving at each other. Good, thumbs up, the dog's okay. People weren't getting angry. The cashiers with me didn't get angry. They were laughing along with me. You see, I love making them laugh. Do you? Do you have the time in your life to stop being serious and say, can I help you? Can I take some of that weight off your shoulder? I've got no mechanically sounded, I've got words out in it. I have no mechanical expertise at all. I've got a mower that doesn't work, the ride mower doesn't work. I've got the engine to work, but it won't go in forward drive. So I asked the neighbour, can you help me? Yeah. You let me park my boats on your drive while trees have been removed from my property. How can I help you? And we laughed and said, oh, all the trees go, so you'll be taking your boats back soon. Yeah, he said, thank you, Graham, thank you. It's little things, little gifts of respect, courtesy, empathy, care, compassion. It's got to come from your heart, my friends. It has to come from your heart, not your head. Because if it comes from your head, I could say, oh, well, you put your boats on my property, so I expect you to fix my mower. No. He volunteered. He says, how's that mower going? Well, I don't know how to do it. I said, I'm going to have to get somebody in. He said, let me have a look. He said, you did me a favour, I'm doing you a favour. You see, we call it bartering, and that term disappeared a long time ago because most people think of money. Money was a barter. I'll pay you 2 cows for 1 pig, or 1 pig for 2 cows, whatever. But then money got invented. And people have to hoard money or want more money. But you know something? We never really own anything. Not if you live in a house. You've got to pay for water. That comes down from the heavens free. You can filter it yourself, but you're not allowed to earn it more in some parts of the state. You've got to go through the city, pay your water rates. Electricity, which you can get a solar panel up and all that. But no, you can't do that. You've got to be on a grid. You've got to pay the power company. And if you have too much, you've got to put the extra power you've created back to the main grid. But you still got to pay your bills. You see, that's the thing about modern day life. We don't really own anything. We only own ourselves. We only own you, me, myself, and I. Body, mind, and spirit. That's the only thing that is ours. Nobody can take it away from you. That's the choice that you have. By giving yourself the respect that you deserve for yourself, and then share it with other people, helps lift up others. Because I can guarantee one day when you've got an allergy or you've cut yourself, just think about that plaster that goes on your finger, if you've got your finger, or the stuff you got for allergy. Somebody had to sit down and create that. You see, there's always somebody behind something. Well, I like to be in front of those people who say, thank you. I'm going to follow what makes me happy to do the best I can for myself and my loved ones and my families and those I encounter in my life. I'm going to stick to doing what I know is caring. And I've used all the terminology earlier. But the point is, you have to follow yourself. You've got to do better for yourself to help other people. If you don't eat right or drink right or exercise properly or do the proper job that you're supposed to be doing, you suffer for it, emotionally or physically or both, whatever it is. But if you do the best you can, and if you find out it's not working, find another way of doing it or change and go somewhere else to do it. That's following yourself. You're learning what you can do and what you can't do. I've had umpteen jobs in my past, not by, I caused so much trouble I had to leave. None of that. There's only one place I did not like within a day of taking a job on, and I walked out. What about your notices? Just give me the day's wage. I did 8-hour shift. I'm out of here. I haven't worked here long enough to have to put my notice in. You see, those jobs that I've learned in my past molded me to what I am today. All the things I've trial and tribulation, all the things in my past, I followed it. Now, I've been talking for how long now? 30 odd minutes? Let's see. And I apologize to CC because I have not mentioned the new streaming network properly. And goingsolonetwork.com and WGSN-DB Going Solo Network Radio. Welcome to Dare to Dream Show. All these shows that we do are for you. And we're live on WGSN-DB, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn for more shows, Roku and Amazon TV. Most people have a TV. And all my shows, Dare to Dream, I'm the host, Graham Williamson, international, intuitive, evidential medium and psychic, and a third generation. And I say that third generation because my grandmother, my mother, and myself have all been mediums. I have siblings that choose not to follow our grandparents' mother because they don't want to, which is fine by me. I didn't want to do nursing. They all went nursing. I did mediumship. You see, by being myself and standing up and changing from my past that I wasn't happy with, I've had a life I couldn't even envision. I'm growing things in my garden. Well, I should say my wife's garden. She's the gardener. That I just dreamed about. Bananas, pineapples, papaya, things like that, strawberries. I'm even growing date palms. Now, some people say, why? Go to shopping again. But when you lived in a country like I lived in England for a long time, I tried growing grapes. I got 2 bunches up to, it took me many years to get 2 bunches of grapes because central England is not a good place for grape growth. But I was proud I got them. But you see, everybody said, oh, you can't do that. I said, no, you can't do that. I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And I grew the vines and I got 2 bunches of grapes. They weren't very big, but I got them. I followed myself. I hope even just one of you, if you want to contact us, you can send me an email. And there we go. I've got 2 email addresses. A medium77, all one word, at gmail.com, or the Britt with 2 T's, THEBRITT77 at hotmail.com. Send me an email and I'll do my best to answer it or pass you on to somebody that can answer it. Or you can call me on Florida, USA 352-409-1060. Leave a voice message and I will return your call. if you leave a voice message. Or contact me on Facebook. Look me up, Graham Williamson or Medium Graham Williamson, and send me a text, and I'll do the best I can to answer. Because if I can, as I said, if I can reach just one of you to help you have a better life, and you truly learn to follow yourself, I'll be as happy as Larry. Well, we're about to close. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and I will see you again 2 weeks, July the 16th at 6 p.m. EST, Wednesday. And I'm your host of Dare to Dream, Reverend Graham Williamson, and I wish you all a fantastic night, and I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. God bless, and thank you, CC. And I'll close for now.